want to talk about the importance of the work that you're doing with redoing this library.
It's important to us in the city that we live in that we have spaces that reflect the funkiness of Nairobi. Nairobi is full of young people. It's a vibrant city full of lots of great culture. And so in restoring this library, we hope that it reflects all the different lives that are resident in the city. And we hope that it's something that also carries and remembers the history that it comes from, but carries hopes for the future of a city and a nation that is mostly full of young people.
I think it's super important because libraries are the one spaces where you can really peddle dignity to people who haven't always been offered the kind of means to get the information they need to change their lives. So we see these spaces as kind of palaces of the people where you can come and get all the information you need to better your life, to better the life of your community, or just to relax, to enjoy art, to enjoy creativity, and to enjoy community. And I think that in the world now, in Kenya and everywhere, we really need to focus on the things that we have in common. And I think libraries are spaces that really foster that connection.
I love libraries. They're one of my favorite places to work. And so with that being said, can you just kind of walk us through the journey of all right, we had this idea and now it's been 8 years later, now you're at Sundance and I know there's still more work to be done, but can we just talk a little bit about the journey?
We're art people. We've spent our entire lives, working lives and otherwise, in the creative sector. Wanjiru is an author. I was working as a publisher at the time when we met. And we walked into this library, which is Nairobi's oldest, built in the 1930s, hoping to host a literary festival there. And that's the work that we've continued to do. We now host a literary festival there every year. I've forgotten the question.
Just the journey.
The journey, yes. So we started about 8-9 years ago. Like I said, looking to host a literary festival there. And so it's been a journey of not just restoring the building, but like Wanjiru said, offering experiences there that are dignifying for people, making it a home for arts and culture, for the people in the city to be able to walk in, to feel comfortable there, and to access services that they need and that help them figure out how to solve the biggest problems in their lives.
And so can we talk a little bit just about the importance of having books that are written by us and for us?
I was maybe in my early 20s when I read a book that had people, that had street names that I could recognize, that had people whose experiences matched mine, and that is what set me on my path to writing. If you don't see yourselves in creativity, then you begin to think that you're not a creative people, that your stories aren't valid, and that your expressions of creativity aren't valid. And so with the work that we do, even if we're restoring this very iconic and very often colonial libraries, the important thing is putting the stories in there that people see themselves in, because then you begin to find kind of the self-confidence and the validation to share your story with the world and to share the solutions that can come from sharing stories with the world. And I think that we come from a continent that has been completely ignored in terms of creativity, and it's about time that we began to do the work that gets us in the limelight, as opposed to waiting for someone else to put us in the limelight, because nobody can tell our stories like we can, and nobody should, actually.
I was asking, did you want to answer?
No.
Okay, cool. So my last question for you all is, to Black women that are out there chasing their dreams, what advice do you have them? And I would love for both of you to answer.
Do I have advice? I mean, I would say chase your dreams. I think that all our dreams are valid. That's something that we've had for a very long time. And I think for a very long time, we've been told by the world that we are maybe second-class citizens, that our ideals, our ideas, the way we look, the way that we express ourselves is not something that fits in with what mainstream media has dictated is the norm. So I'm very excited to be part of a movement where we are platforming all sorts of expressions from different places in the world, and especially the global south.
I think Black women trying to change worlds all over the world should trust their intuition. A lot of the time we're steered away from it. We're told we're not good enough, we're not smart enough. Do you have any experience? But I think trust your gut, because our intuition is the strongest kind of instincts we have. It's the strongest compass we have. And also to find your tribe, because a lot of the time, in my experience with Black women, we pour everything into the work that we're doing. And if you don't have a community, a tribe of people, women, men, whatever, to kind of help you refill your cup, then you're going to burn out, and the world needs Black women doing stuff. So don't burn out. Get your community together so you can always have your cup running, overflowing.
I love it. The world needs black women. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank y'all for what y'all do. Thank you.
In the end, everything will be carved in stone.